All right.
Yeah.
Game time. Let's jump right into it.
Sick.
So, the Monster Mashers have been called into action. A new job listing has come across their desks from the owner of Karrigan Farm. As you guys make your way through rolling fields and some wilderness, about a 2-day trek to get to this job. You guys roll up in your carriage and see this kind of not terribly big farm. It looks like probably 4 or 5 people could work it. There is a single farmhouse kind of at the far end next to a forest. There are fields in between theirs and some worker houses that dot the landscape. As you guys roll up, you notice a few things. 1, the majority of the crops in the field are dead. 2, you do not see many livestock in their pens or many workers in the fields. In fact, you don't see any workers in the field. You don't see anybody of any kind. As the carriage continues on, what does the driver describe themselves? Chris?
You cut out. Did you ask me to describe myself?
Yeah, you're driving the carriage, so go ahead and tell us what we see.
Yeah, you see hunched over and kind of staring, like gazing shifty-eyed around at everything from beneath these horns that kind of emerge from his forehead and then curve back with those like thorn-like barbs along them. And I say shifty-eyed, except you can't actually tell where he's looking because his glare are all black.
It's like watching a black marble turn around.
Yeah. He's got like a ragged, like a very ragged cloak over studded leather armor. Like this thing looks like he's walked through bramble patches again and again and again, and it's gotten torn and shredded, and some of the tears are obviously like claw marks and weapon slashes and things like that. It's just never gotten it replaced. It's clean, it's just not mended. So he looks like he's seen well, some shit, you know. And he holds a bow kind of across his lap, and he mutters beneath his breath a lot, kind of to no one and nothing in particular.
All right, at his right hand, kind of surveying the scene, this just wore-down farm. Jacob, and tell us about your character.
So you see a goblin, short guy, 3 feet tall, and he's got some wizard clothes, drawn hood, comes to a point, very dark accents, and he's got some wear to him. He's older, he's got some scars, and pretty neutral, not like evil like some goblins might be. Pretty neutral temperament. And he's got a nice scimitar on his side. Very nice looking.
All right. As the carriage inches closer down the road, you see the house coming into view fully. It looks a bit worn down. It's got planks that are splintering, paint that's chipping. All in all, doesn't look that great. And still no signs of people. You guys pull up to the front stairs, and the rest of you pile out of the back as you exit first.
Yeah, so you'll see a satyr just under 5 feet tall, red hair kind of braided back out of her face, bright green eyes, kind of looking around very excitedly, kind of just happy to be there.
Followed closely by
you have this 3'1" hobbit who's got this nicely tousled curly hair that's tied back into this little messy bun. No facial hair, but bright blue eyes. As they peer up from underneath his cloak, as he pops it down, sets his shoulders, smiles, and pulls out a flask from his pocket. Caps it, takes a nip, pops it back, and smiles and tries to give the same energy as the satyr.
Trying to match the same energy as well on their first mission with the Monster Mashers. Why don't you describe your character, the last one to empty out of the carriage?
So, you see, much taller than the rest of the team, a 6 foot half elf with kind of like a mousy brown hair poking out underneath of his hood. He's got that's a nicer cloak, but it's not anything like super expensive. You can see that he does have a crossbow on his side, and he kind of holds it out of his way as he hops down out of the back of the carriage. He's got lots of dirt under his fingernails, and so he's kind of rough and gruff looking guy. But again, he's happy to be here.
All right.
Oh, right, I forgot my stick, so he grabs a staff.
I always forget that.
Right, it's hard because normally, we're going to a certain amount, and then if we hike a bit, I normally have it, but we're not walking as much,
You
Not as
hear
much as I
a
used to.
creak of floorboards, and the door, stuck by settling of age, is slid open, and you see, kind of poking their head out at all of you, this older human, sunburned skin, very red, kind of puffy cheeks, and a white scraggly beard hanging out of that, unkept, almost unintentionally dreaded in places. He looks kind of rough. He sees all of you. You guys the Mashers?
Aye, that'd be us. Nobody mashes monsters better into mush than us mushy...
Yes, we are.
Well, you can work on branding later, but
I had a pitch and I couldn't quite get it to rhyme good. Oh well. That's us.
She just shakes her head.
well, I'm thankful you're all here. I didn't know who else to call. Well, he kind of like looks out around everything, all sketchy, and just, well, you better come inside. You come on in.
Right, it looks like death out here.
That does tend to be the case.
It's very unfortunate. Inside.
You guys file inside the building, and the inside of the building kind of matches the outside as well. A little cleaner, but just doesn't look like a lot of time for repairs, or perhaps income for repairs. As he takes you into the main kind of dining area, he just kind of scratches his head. And, well, I know you guys are probably anxious to get started. I have everything here, and he pulls out a piece of paper that just has like notes scribbled all on it. This is the documentation of the things around here that I've been noticing.
Holy fuck, that's very good.
Well, when it's just you and one other, you got time on your hands. He hands it over to you, Mordecai. You take a look at it, and the first thing that kind of gets you is this individual might be deranged. The notes are not really in any kind of coherent order. It is just like thoughts scribbled everywhere. You see words like...
To clarify, it makes perfect sense to Mordecai.
Fair enough. You get phrases and words like the Kelly farm shut down, livestock missing, plates being thrown. You get other things of The Dangerfields? Question mark. Billings? Question mark. As you're looking at it, he keeps just kind of looking over his shoulders, and he goes, I don't know how to explain what I've experienced. Just things they aren't all right around here. Not anymore, at least.
So what happened and when? I know it's written, but we'll have a look at that in a minute.
Well, as best I can tell, over the past few weeks or so, things have been getting strange. At first it was small things, like my shoes weren't where I last left them, or a dinner plate fell off the shelf when it probably shouldn't have. And then things started getting a little worse. Prize pig disappearing in the night. Finding the blood the next morning, half a mile away.
You found the carcass?
I found what was left of it.
Hey, how did that look?
Incomplete.
Normally that's how it be, definitely.
And watches disappearing. Gold. Not all of it, just a piece or two at a time. Things have got bad enough for the help to decide that
They're done.
for the most part. I was able to only keep a long-time helper to stay on with me, but even he has his limits, I think. You know, we're not the only ones.
Sorry. You're right.
My throat just randomly got dry.
From what I can tell, something similar may have happened to the surrounding farms. We're the only one left. 5 family farms in this district. We're the only ones who haven't shut down.
Do you have any other competitors?
Well, it would have been those other farms.
But no one else from farther away. Farther away.
I mean, I wouldn't think so. I mean, we're small time here. I mean, even our surplus just goes to the next village over. I mean, I can't see why, like, a bigger city or something would be coming over here.
We just have to rule out all possibilities. We're just, trying to be thorough.
Making sure it's
not
some
one to
sort of
tell you how
nurse.
to do your job. You guys, I've heard your record, and I'm pleased that you answered the call. I mean, we're the last ones left. We're feeding half a village by ourselves. It won't be long till we close down as well. I had this place has been in my family for generations. I don't want to do that.
Aye, and if we're here, we'll stop that for you. Make sure it stays with you.
Does seem like something strange is going on, though.
Definitely. The crops, is that part of it, you think? Was that just because the help is left, or what?
Majority just being that the help has left. It's just me and Carl, and he does his best. I take one side, he takes the other, and plow all day, plan until we run out of daylight. I'm sorry. It's just been a rough month or so.
It's all right. Let's have ourselves a talk then with
What was
your other
what
friend.
was the most? No.
Hey, your other person, who was it again?
Carl. He's well, I would say head stable hand, but
Not very much to keep there, is there?
No, he's just my best friend at this point, I think. Stuck with me through thick and thin. And this is the thickest for sure.
Well, hopefully you don't go thin from this, alright?
Yeah.
Where's Carl at?
Last time I saw him, he was over by the stables, tending to one of our 2 horses. But if he's not over there, he might be in the fields or back at his house. He has a smaller house at the opposite end of the field.
Alright. Well, let's take a walk there. If we may, at least. And you can take a minute, and we'll go over these notes, come back, probably talk about it, and see exactly what we can do. But one
Absolutely.
question. Are most of these happenings going on at night?
For the most part, I'd say probably 60% of the time. But, you know, it'll be broad daylight sometimes, and you'll hear the chickens screaming, or worse, screaming.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're, like I said, one of the few farms in this area. So it's unsettling when you hear people screaming, when there shouldn't be people nearby.
Hey.
Unsettling indeed.
Well, I'll leave you to your line of question. I will be here. Yep. And he just like reaches down and picks like a machete off the floor and puts it on his shoulder. He just keeps looking around. Like he is barely holding on to his sanity, it looks like.
Do you want one of us to stay here?
Oh, no. I'd much rather you figure out what's going on. If anything bothers me in here, well,
We'll
either
hear you
I
from
take
the
care of it.
stables. We'll hear you from the stables.
I imagine.
Well, we better get to it.
I agree. Let's get to stepping. Make our way to the stables.
Alright, you guys exit the house, make your way off to the right, down a little pathway to the stable. And it's just like a little barn for the most part, not terribly big. As you guys are walking up, you see the barn doors begin to close, and you see a very small individual pulling them together. You see kind of farm muscles kind of built out for their stature.
Beefy Carl.
You see long black hair tied back in a ponytail, and as he turns, you guys see this small goblin. And he sees you guys walk up. Well, welcome to Karrigan Farm. What's left of it, rather.
That's very optimistic, isn't it?
Well, what's there other to do? Just fucking lay down and die?
Too right.
Who are you? What can I do for you?
Or the monster mashers. Nothing mashes monsters better than us mushing mutton choppins. Us, yeah.
We're the
That's
monster slayers. We're here for the issue you guys have been having.
Yeah, well, you want to take a look around? I'm not sure how to help.
Yes, we just spoke with your companion. I think we just wanted to see if you possibly had any other input or any other observations, potentially of what's been going on that may help us narrow down what exactly we're looking for.
Stuff that you've seen, stuff that's gone on, that kind of thing. Any detail, please.
Well, it's not what I've seen, it's what I haven't seen is the problem. Things move when you're not looking at them. Things walk away when they don't have feet. While you're poking around, if you see a gold pocket watch, that's mine.
Gold pocket watch. Got it.
Anyways, then he slides the barn doors back open, kind of gestures you inside, and goes, "Take a look. Tell me what you find." And he kind of waddles in. You notice he's an older goblin. He's kind of got this bow-legged walks as as he walks away. You see inside the stable there are many different open stalls, and only looks like 3 or 4 of them are actually being used. 2 by horses. One has a couple of pigs in it, and you don't see them, but you hear a buying of some kind of sheep or goat somewhere echoing around the walls. There is a second level, accessible by a ladder. That's basically what you see when you walk in.
Divide
Well.
and conquer.
Usually works.
What do you think, Mordecai?
Mordecai is, as soon as he's been like shown into a crime scene, as it were, he's like is ignoring the people, and he starts almost like sniffing around, like he's hunched over a little bit, and he's scanning he's scanning the ground, he's scanning the walls. He's like, once he finishes the first layer, he's like climbing up to the second layer. He's like, what do I see? So.
Well, go ahead and make an investigation check or a perception check, depending on what you're doing. I guess it would be perception.
What?
You make a perception check.
What was the last part? Okay. That's only a little bit worse than my investigation, so that's fine. Natural 20 for 26.
Well, shit.
Holy shit!
Damn.
The first roll.
So you guys watch Mordecai as you're still listening to Carl the Goblin talk. Mordecai just slinks off and starts doing his thing. You've seen him do this multiple times. Yeah, no, I do that.
It's good. It's good.
You watch him kind of sniff through the stalls, and eventually, Mordecai, you climb the ladder and go up to the second level. As you're up there, you start to smell this almost sweet smell, almost like a stale syrup. And you follow it, and you know you're getting close. And in the corner of this top level, you find this puddle. I don't know if he's frozen or not.
I think he might be frozen.
That seems frozen.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you find this this thick puddle. It's probably about a foot in diameter, just in the corner, with this sweet smell coming off of it. And next to it, there is a small, almost like mouse hole.
What color is the puddle?
What color is the
Puddle.
The puddle? It is clear. It's like a little hazy, but it's clear for the most part.
Semen.
Sorry.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna dip a finger in and taste it.
That's even better.
I hate everything.
Go ahead and give it a pause. Let's see if we can get him unstuck before we go into the taste testing.
I gotta see this.
It's not running.
Yeah,
There we go.
There it is.
Need a
There
minute.
it is.
So what's it taste like?
So
what does it taste like?
you kind of put a finger in it and taste it. And the first thing you notice is that it is super sticky. As soon as it touches your tongue, you feel your mouth almost kind of glue together. And it's very unpleasant. The taste is a little bitter, a little salty.
Come on.
But
That wasn't even wrong.
no, it's just it's oily. It doesn't really have a taste. It's just all texture. It's kind of gross.
I found something up here.
Fast
I'm
forward.
gonna study the mouse hole.
All right, investigation check.
And below, I'm gonna check for tracks of any sort.
Make a survival check.
23.
23. You start looking in and putting your hands all up inside the mouse hole.
Sniffing a boot.
And as you get down, trying not to get in the puddle, but looking through it, you do see that the mouse hole kind of just goes out the side of the wall. And you can kind of see a bit of the barn roof, like a couple of the shingles and stuff. It immediately strikes you as not something a mouse would live in.
I rolled a 2, so nothing.
2, no. You find some goat tracks.
Where do those
Oh,
lead?
yeah, I wonder where that came from.
We're doing perception, I assume.
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna go up, try to figure out shit about this mouse hole.
Okay, well, you go up there and you kind of, Mordecai points out the same thing, is it just goes out to the roof, like, and you start looking at it, and it doesn't seem like a mouse hole, in the, like, classic sense where the hole just kind of goes into the wall, where it can live. You just kind of look through the hole, and it's just a hole.
And it's out.
It's just a hole to outside, yeah.
Yeah.
And with this puddle.
This is odd.
Must go outside. Going
All right,
outside.
if you're going to be the one that's going to be climbing, if you'd like to be climbing, go for it. But I also like being told from time to time.
Oh, I mean, you can come too.
Right, let's go outside. I can have a nice pipe while I'm out there as well.
Yeah.
Climb down and out.
You guys go down and out. What are the rest of you doing while Mordecai and Patty are doing this?
I'm gonna go ahead and check around in the stables and see if there's anything kind of down there.
Okay, I'd say
Weird.
make a perception check for the lower end. As Patty and Mordecai, you go outside. What are you looking for? As you kind of track around to the side, and eventually staring, you can just see the small hole where it pokes out of the wall.
I'm looking for more of the fluid, or perhaps tracks or climby spots.
Okay. I'd say make a perception check.
Yeah.
Sick.
You can do so.
I'd like to help.
All right.
Help
there you
out. So not double advantage.
But also I'm proficient.
go. Yeah. So if you're
Wisdom.
proficient, yeah. So you add your wisdom and then your proficiency bonus.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm-
what's your total?
24.
24. You start looking around.
I rolled a 3 and it's
Dude.
5.
Wow. Okay, so first, Galileo, as you're checking in the rest of the stalls, you see, what was your name? Paktora?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
The second.
You see Pak walking around looking at the dirt, and you go to one of the other stalls, and you see the horses and the pigs and the goats, and you're just kind of like, nah, there's nothing here. And something just briefly catches your eye. You see, mixed in with horse dung, there's a big pile of it. You see the glint of something metallic.
So I'm gonna go and pull it out and see if I can figure out what it is.
All right, you kind of start messing with it, and it is a gold coin in the poop.
Okay. Interesting.
Patty and Mordecai, as you guys are looking out, you don't see any other signs, no other oil puddles or anything of that kind.
I'm convinced that there are going to be tracks or like scratch marks on the walls, so I'm going to continue to check for that.
Can I
So
help
survival.
him?
Sure, we'll say you guys go outside of the barn,
Okay.
because you thoroughly check the barn.
Yeah.
So as both of you, you guys have all exited the barn. Well, I guess except for Galileo, who's messing in poop. But the you two go outside. Yeah, you can either both roll or one at advantage for survival. I guess, or investigation, either one.
Okay, either or. That's a 15.
15. You start looking around.
Giving me advantage.
Say you keep looking around the barn and or the stable rather, and it just kind of you see some boot prints, you see some hoof prints, but nothing necessarily out of the ordinary or leading away from the structure, other than just like traffic marks of the smaller goblin shoes walking away from the house, and you kind of look and track those tracks and see the help houses way in the distance on the other side of the field, and then you see larger shoes heading back towards the farmer's house.
I'm having too much luck here.
There's got to be something.
Maybe we should look somewhere else? I mean, I agree there has to be something here, but maybe not this specific area.
Are there like a thicket of woods nearby? Or, yeah.
Yeah, almost like kind of circling the property are woods. Behind the farmer's house, and then if you follow that line all the way up, it goes to the help houses, and then only stops at the main road that you guys came in on. And then the other side is basically just open field.
I have an idea. Marty, can you give me a boost?
Yes. Come here.
Try to get up on the roof.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say with Mordecai's help, you get up there. It's what's your strength?
It's a +1.
+1. You are very small.
My strength.
But with both of you getting
also
up there.
proficiency in athletics checks, if that helps.
Well, it would if it was any harder.
Cool.
But with your guys' teamwork, you're not very heavy, so he's able to kind of like hoist you up there, and you pull yourself up and get on. The roof is kind of there's one main one on the top, and then there's kind of a separate roof down below, and that's where the mouse hole was.
Sick.
And as you get up there and pull yourself up, you are looking back through the mouse hole, where you can.
I'm going to take an animal trap out of my pocket and put it down in front of the door.
Okay.
We can start here at least. I put me trap down. Because I got one of those.
Yeah, you got it. You got it affixed there.
I'm going to try to at least like camouflage it somehow and get Morty's help with that. Mordecai. I'm just going to call you Morty. I'm sorry.
No.
Morty.
This checks.
Marty, can
Morty
you get me
is
some sticks and twigs and such that might have looked like they'd fallen on top of the roof from... Well, there's not much wood around here, is there? Maybe some grass clippings.
No.
Forest.
It's all the way over there. It's too far.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the gung-ho.
Oh.
It's both like disturbing, but also like, yeah, I'm here for it.
So we'll say, you find some stuff to cover it. It's not like
It's not good.
it just looks strange. This one spot of the roof that now has accumulated all sorts of gunk. But it is up there and it is hidden for the most part.
I can at least think that something might be caught in it eventually.
Yes.
Or at least leave a body part behind with it, and that normally helps with identifying protein.
Ooh. Yes.
I don't like how very excited you are for that. But understandable, yes, it does get us paid. I'm gonna hop down from the roof,
Right.
not break my ankles. Can somebody give me a catch?
I catch you.
All right, cool.
I assume.
Yeah.
What are all you doing while you watch Mordecai
We
and
were
Patty
discussing
on the roof?
forest.
Yeah, but I assume we hear this conversation about the trap.
Oh yeah, you guys see
I feel
them
like we
putting it up
stopped to
there.
watch him put up the
And
trap.
yeah, you actually,
Yeah,
you
we
actually
saw the
see Carl the
spectacle.
Goblin is like watching you guys, just like idiots.
Give your balls a tug.
Ooh.
It's rude. We're trying to be very good at our job.
Well, have you found anything?
We found a hole, yes, and some sticky stuff.
I am just as a fun little thing because I can do it, and why not? I'm going to use primeval awareness. So I sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile. I don't know where they are, but I know if they are there, and I figure why not?
How long does that take? Oh, it does have a time on it, right?
It is 1 action and 1 spell slot.
Okay. So, Mordecai, you kind of cast this ability that you have and reach out through the ether, kind of just feeling if anything is there. Can you run through that list for me one more time?
Yep. aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
That's a lot.
You send out the call, and within 1 mile, you sense the presence of fae and fiend.
Ooh.
Oh,
We have 2 different
Oh.
creatures.
Oh, so
What,
we've got
what
the
are
good
you
old.
finding?
We got the good old 1-2. What do you got?
Fae and fiend. Creatures that are fickle. And
Daphne
and
visibly
chaotic.
deflates. You forgot about me again, didn't you? I'm a fae.
Fiend
Every
then.
time.
Right.
It is the fiend. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Her chipperness like visibly deflates for a minute before she like bucks back up. It's fine, but you owe me a drink after this.
Yeah,
Me too, for fun.
I pull out like a little tablet or a little notebook, and then it's like I open it to a back page, and it's like drinks owed to Trip Hop, and I add another tally to the mark, and I put it away.
Perfect.
We're just rocking it up.
Yeah, unfortunate. Fiend. There's a fiend somewhere.
We can assume that, but
No,
again,
you're-
we also don't want to rule it out either.
I mean,
Although you're special
Yes.
to us. You know.
Octora's the fiend.
but what
actually just
language do fiends speak? Is it Abyssal or Infernal?
fiendish.
Both technically. It's that whole demon devil thing. If they're on the devil side
Okay.
of being a fiend, it's infernal. Demon side is usually abyssal.
Okay.
It just means they come
I
from
know
the
both.
hells or the abyss.
Good.
You
That
fiend!
procs fiend.
I knew it. So as
Straddling
Mordecai
the
lets loose this information, what do you guys do?
Do a history check, maybe, for trying to figure out if I can think of small eens that would like to eat livestock.
I'd say it'd be an Arcana check.
Arcana, that's even
I will
worse.
assist you with that.
Excellent.
Or-
It's not gonna help.
Or hang on. I am proficient in Arcana, and also specifically if they are if they leave behind any slime.
15 for me, which is
I-
weird
I
because I have a
like that.
-1 modifier to my intelligence stat.
Oh boy.
Wait,
I'm just
what
trying
did
to
you
roll dice. 15.
We are
15.
rocking.
I got another natural 20, and I don't know
Okay.
what to
Okay,
do
so
Despite the
about
fact that
that.
he's a fucking
So you
creepy pointy boy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
pointy boy.
What, being creepy and pointy?
Can we erase this now?
Yeah.
That's this whole thing.
That's two lots thing.
That's two lots thing, to be fair. I don't like
There we go with the demonetization.
If we say the word and we're not actually being it, does it count?
Sometimes it does.
Ask
Really?
the mods.
Sometimes it
No.
does.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fight
That's,
people.
that's why if you watch a video, they'll blur it out sometimes, especially with the
There we go.
It happens. Well, I will say so with a 15 and the natural 20. You start to think, and
Sorry.
there's Fae usually. I mean, there's obviously there's some exceptions, but with a 15, you remember. Fae usually aren't malicious in nature. They're usually mischievous.
At best.
So the killing of livestock doesn't make a ton of sense. Mordecai, as you guys all put your thinking caps together, you start thinking about what you said something specifically about the puddle, right?
Yes, slime.
Tasty.
You start thinking
Very
about
tasty.
it. And what was that total? You said you're proficient, so I imagine it's a lot.
24.
24. Okay.
24.
I will say that the leaving behind of slime or oil puddles does trigger something in your memory, and you think back to getting accused about not remembering Daphne. And you remember that there are fey creatures that will leave behind puddles. Sticky little puddles. And have a tendency, with a natural 20, you know that they also have a tendency to steal things. You know these creatures are called boggles.
Okay. I take out my notebook and I scratch out the mark that I just made and I snap a shut and I say, Boggles. We forgot about Boggles.
That's something.
They do their things.
So that's the stealing part. What about the eating of things part?
Well, feed. We just,
So we've got.
I haven't thought about that.
Are there any fiends we know of that would work together with boggles?
I don't know. I don't really know fiends to be more, well, depending on what kind of fiend. They don't really work well in groups.
So check I could do for that.
For specifically fiends
Like,
working.
yeah, fiend relationships to boggles.
What other pieces are we missing here?
I'd say without having to make a roll, you know that usually there shouldn't be any, especially with an overlap between Fey and Fiend. But I will say, as you guys are talking about boggles and kind of going off that natural 20, you know that boggles, they usually do their own thing, but occasionally they could ally themselves or work with somebody, but it takes very specific circumstances. But they technically could be tied to any individual. And in that same vein, it could be any kind of fiend.
Mm-hmm.
If they are tied.
Okay. So not an impossibility, but not necessarily strong possibility either. Frankly, I just think we need more information still about the fiendish half of this. I think we've nailed the Fey part.
Which is it's very funny. Because normally we get it wrong.
Yeah, true. They are tricky. Trust me.
Well,
Any ideas on how to figure out more about the fiend part? I mean, should we look more at, like, the fields where things went missing, or potentially the woods? Always a fan of that.
Which sounds like a good idea. If we could follow blood trails or things along them lines, that would be a good idea.
I'm gonna flip this
Yeah.
shitty gold coin over to Carl.
You flick it over to him and he catches it.
You've got some searching to do.
He looks at it. Kind of. Huh. This is definitely Farmer Karrigan's.
Really?
It smells like shit.
Is that just because it smells like shite, or is just...
Oh, I mean, no. This is the kind of gold that he has.
I see.
It smells like shit. I'm assuming because it was in shit.
Which is very interesting. What do we know about these boggles? Do they like to keep these shiny things, or do they just like to misplace them?
What the fuck is a boggle?
What do we know about boggles?
no. Hang on. I'm reading about boggles because I got it. Oh, interesting. Caleb, is everything that the manual says or that the kind of blurb says about boggles true in this setting?
Should be.
Okay.
Emotionally fucking
Well,
Is that not my job?
if I remember right, boggles come out of, well, sometimes they're born from feelings of they're like manifested loneliness. Sometimes. But I don't know if that's, this case. But they like to hide in little places, little dark places, and they usually cause harmless mischief. Usually.
So
Interesting.
that would explain your little things going missing, your shiny pieces, that sort of thing.
So put it in a gold
plates
coin and a
moving.
pile of shite. That makes sense
Exactly.
for funnies.
However, we did notice a fiendish presence, which would explain more
Yeah.
of the disasterful, destroying your
livestock.
livestock. Yeah, that
Screaming,
sort
that
of
kind of thing, yeah.
You're
thing.
throwing out a lot of words here. So there's small beings running around the farm, is what you're telling me. And then there's some kind of larger being also running around the farm.
Maybe perhaps large, we don't know exactly about the size, but this one, if it can fit through, you know, a mouse hole, it's rather small.
Yes.
But if we're going to be finding
Yes.
this other thing that's eating pigs whole and, like, you know, chomping off bites and things along them lines. Also, are there any carcasses or bones that we could look at, by chance?
Let me show you, lady. He starts making his way towards the house.
it.
And he walks like 30 feet away, and he like looks back and goes, "Come on, she's far away." And just keeps on walking.
Good thing I brought with me stick in me pipe.
You guys follow him down the path, kind of adjacent to the field, all the way down to what you assume to be his house. It's much smaller, kind of same shack aesthetic, not terribly a great architecture. He goes around back, and before you even get there, you can smell just rancid, rotting flesh. As you turn the corner, you hear the buzzing of flies and see bit of spine connected to a pelvis and half of one leg. And you see a bit of pink coloration and assume that this is a pig, of what is left of it. He just kind of pulls his shirt up a little bit and goes, "There's lady."
Take hankies and go into my nose.
I'd like to investigate a dead body.
Alright, roll investigation.
Does Galileo have medicine proficiency?
I do not.
It is not.
Okay. I will help. I will make my own. Well, if you allow it, I will make my own investigation into the corpse.
I'm gonna do the help action instead, if I may.
Okay.
I've decided
Then
no.
roll an advantage.
I forgot that I have a -1 on my intelligence modifier. I'm wise, I'm not smart. That's why he can't make rhymes.
I have a
Hence the forgetting.
Yeah.
I have a +7 for investigation, so that's great.
Sick.
Okay. 23. Thank you for the help.
Have you tried trying to look in there? That kind of thing. Because, you know, hankies.
All right. As you, what specifically are you looking for?
I think I am examining if there's mostly just that you said there's not a lot of flesh left.
Not a ton. It's basically like
Yeah.
a little bit of.
So
like,
I think I'm examining the bones that are left for striations and markings that would be left by claws or teeth, and trying to gauge based on that, like, okay, how big is this thing? What kinds of weapons or tools does it use? Or what it's doing?
Okay. You
That kind of thing.
Start poking around, start peeling some flesh away from some of the wounds to get a better look at the bones. You do notice that at the spine, the part that's actually exposed, it looks like part of the vertebrae was just like broken at that spot, like it was ripped apart. You do see a few holes that you can kind of see a bit of a jaw shape, and the teeth are massive. You figure that this creature has to at least be a large-sized creature. It looks like knife wounds, but it is in a mouth shape. You guys also looking at it, you can tell that the shape of the mouth is oddly humanoid. It is big, but it is still like rounded and not elongated like a snout of any kind. It just has like people chompers with very big teeth. And you do see some claw marks as well, large gashes on its sides.
Shite. That's a big fucker.
I'm gonna check the claw marks for like any resemblance to a monster that I know of. So,
I'd say it would be difficult. You can roll a nature check if you want. It is going to be pretty hard just because it's claws.
yeah.
Would you rather fight me in a nature check?
Sure.
Could we do that?
What'd you roll?
Oh, let me see. Nature's.
Why you move so fast?
Yeah, man, that's the game.
Nature's intelligence. Area should be good.
23.
23. You start looking through, and I will say, based on how you worded the question, specifically, you don't know of any creature that has claw marks like this.
Okay.
Specifically, does not resemble any beast or anything that would be considered more natural. As you start to look into the claw marks a bit, there is some scarring, almost bubbling in the tissue. Almost a little caustic, like there was some kind of poison secreted into the wound.
Poison for Cusco. I relay that back to the group. It looks like there was poison in there.
I want to poison a pig. I feel like it's not necessary. I feel like I just got annoyed. I'm gonna. Sorry.
It's funny.
Yes.
What an odd fiend.
Well, it is odd. It seems humanoid, but it's clearly more than
It's huge.
human.
Right.
I know I have the ability to do a primal savage attack that inflicts acidic damage from sharpening my teeth and kind of extending nails into claws, sort of. I wonder if
Right.
there's some sort of element like that.
I saw you do
This.
that once. It's just not good. It's
No,
very
it's
scary.
quite fun.
But your eyes do the flashing and they like roll back in your head. It's not good.
Will there be any way to determine if there was some sort of transformative element or something kind of similar to primal savagery? Since I use it and would be familiar with it?
Other than the beast-like nature of the claws, it's similar. I would say that it would throw you off the size of it, because even with stuff like that, it doesn't change the size of your mouth or your teeth.
Fair. Okay.
And this is much larger than a similar effect that you could create.
Okay.
So this is the fashion that you found her in, right?
Yeah, except I found her out there, and he just points to the woods.
Do you know where
Were there
in the
any
woods
tracks?
we might be able to find tracks?
I can take you back there for sure.
We'd really
The
appreciate
pig's
that.
track. See the pig's tracks.
And he just starts walking.
Where's my thing?
He takes you guys into the woods. There is a bit of a path, and immediately as you guys start walking, you see the drips of blood leading all the way there. Some dragging. However, he got Lady back here. It is obvious that she came from this way. He takes you deep into the path until the path disappears, and he keeps taking you off-road into the heart of a forest until he gets to this area, this just little dip. It's not a valley, it's just kind of a dip in the landscape, and there is a dried puddle of blood just chilling in the middle of the dip. And he points straight at it and goes, "That's where I found her. Heard her screaming for an hour."
Fuck's sake.
I would like to cast Wild Cunning. So if there are any tracks within 120 feet, I know where they are, and then I have to make survival checks to follow them with advantage for an hour.
Okay. So
Ooh.
you cast that. You like, we'll say you move down next to the blood pit and cast it. Immediately, you just kind of in that magic sense, you become connected to everything around you, all pieces of nature, and almost like communicating with the roots and the mycelium of everything living around you. You feel the disturbances of footprints a little ways off, now probably 20 feet or so away from you. You walk up to them and do in fact see tracks. They're probably about yay big, so probably foot in diameter, or foot squared, and are almost cat-like, like a big cat. Go ahead, and if you would like to see where they go, you can go ahead and roll survival.
Okay.
That advantage did me so much good. 14.
14. You look at the tracks, and you do follow them a bit. They do lead away from the blood, but once they make it to like the leaf fall and brush, they just kind of disappear. But you do see that this is a four-legged, large creature of some kind, and do see its massive footprints.
Big old bulb cat.
Kind of. That's what it looks like.
Can I also do survival to help? Because if we lose it in the leaves, there's other broken branches and things farther down.
Well, she rolled advantage on it. Yeah, basically, you follow it up to a point before it looks like it was started climbing on trees and other stuff, and the tracks just go dead. If you'd like to look around the area, I'd let you roll perception at advantage.
Not survival?
No, because you've lost the trail.
Okay, that's
so
fair.
you're trying to just find the trail again.
Right.
This is everyone's kind of funneling around.
So it does say if there are any tracks. Could I just switch focus to boggles? See if there are any in 120 feet of me?
These are the these are the only other than like squirrels and stuff.
Okay.
You don't see any boggle tracks. Yeah, as you look around, you don't see any other of these big cat tracks.
Shite.
Is sharing information with the group anything that we can think of that would be a four-legged, large cat-like creature that causes caustic wounds?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I can roll to think about a monster that would correlate with all those details that we have.
Like a check, maybe?
I would say an Arcana check, and again, it'd be hard, but you can roll. Should be up your alley.
You would think.
Can I help?
Sure.
Did you take guidance?
I have a +4.
You can help each other.
22.
22.
So you can just be like, guidance, and then they get
Do better.
There are
Yeah.
creatures that come to mind that are similar. You think of a few different similar things, like were-tigers, or things of that nature. Displacer beasts have some poison capabilities.
That's 6 legs though.
But all the different things together, you haven't encountered or heard of anything that is fiend, large, humanish teeth, caustic wings. You have a Sudoku puzzle, and nothing seems to fit.
Wait a second. Humanish teeth, but cat-like feet.
I mean, I thought of manticore, but manticores are not food.
What is
It doesn't. I will say this, as we were walking, I was watching, the helper guy, whatever his name is. And I would like to use Hunter's, Carl? Okay, I would like to use Hunter's, because I'm suspicious of everyone. One creature with defeat as an action, you immediately learn whether the creature has any damage immunity, and what they are if the creature is not hidden from divination magic. So basically, if it's something that is, if Carl is actually something else that is in disguise, I will know.
Okay.
Where's somebody?
What ability was that?
Hunter's Sense. It's one of the Tasha's Rangers things.
Gotcha.
Forgot about that.
So, sorry, my brain blanked. So you get what
No
they
dream
are
damage.
if he's not what he says he is.
I get, if he's not what he says he is, I learn what they are. If he's not hidden from divination magic, I will also learn damage, immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities.
Well, as you cast it and look at this small goblin,
Yeah.
he just kind of looks at you like, what? And you peer at him. The word Barghest comes to your mind.
Oh,
And
okay.
you know he is resistant to cold, fire, lightning, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. He is immune to acid and poisoned, and immune to
I'm
the
just gonna-
poisoned condition. As he looks
Do you
at
mind
you,
if I just pull up the page?
yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool.
As you look closer and closer in at him, and he starts to get antsy, poof, he teleports out.
Whoa! Watch out!
Let's go.
All of you
your
turn
mark,
to see
lads.
Mordecai just like screaming, Carl is gone.
Aye, that's the sound of the target being found, right, lad?
Does he count as a beast?
Yes.
No.
Shoot.
Let's go find him.
I'd like to locate him, but I cannot.
And I will let you know, Chris, that since you have it pulled up,
Yeah.
for the most part, everything is the same. I have some changes on there, but everything in the resistances, all that stuff, that's all going to be the same.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
Well, I'll say, Mordecai, you let everyone know, right?
Give us the lowdown, hold out.
It's a Barghest. A Barghest. He's we're so close.
that's what she said.
So, Jacob, while you were out,
Yeah, sorry.
he used Hunter Sense, I think it was called.
Yep.
And basically, he targeted Carl, the goblin, and Hunter Sense lets you know if they are not what they say they are and what he is resistant to. And Mordecai was able to figure out that Carl the goblin is actually a Barghest, a large fiend.
Okay.
Yeah.
My inability to spell doesn't help you find that.
So, as you guys grapple with this information, what are you doing?
I think we should go back over to the farm.
Right, we should probably try to go protect our farmer friend.
Talk to Carol. Most likely where he is.
Yes, he cannot go far. We must go. Either he's returned to his lair or he has returned to the farmer. We must go there.
Would lair perhaps be in the farm, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
So let's go talk to the farmer.
I mean, we could certainly go back to the farmer and I could try to see if there's any tracks again, but it's kind of a long shot.
Yeah.
Get teleported.
Or do you want to split the crew just for a moment, so that one can go hunt and one can go in farm and protect?
I will say, as we walk, and Caleb, feel free to say that this is not accurate. I will describe the fire banishment feature of the Brawlerz?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that still a thing? Okay.
Yep.
If as we fight this creature, if we can surround it in flames that are larger than its body size, its mass, so maybe like 10 feet high and wide, it is very possible that we can banish it through those flames back to its home plane.
Oh, really? Well, I think we can definitely get that done.
Sounds like a good plan.
Excellent.
So, as you guys are walking back, you eventually make it back to... yeah, you got 2 rangers in the party. I was going to make you roll for it. Nope. You guys make it back through the wilderness, make it back on path, and make it back to Carl's house. I will say, along the way, you do, on the path, notice tracks. You see small little goblin tracks leading away until at one point they turn into large cat-like prints and move faster away. As you guys make it back to the farm itself, what are you doing?
I pulled out my bow and I knocked an arrow and I am ready to rumble.
Same boat. How about this? If I go get to the farmer and at least let him know and lock himself in there, you all can wait for me, maybe? Or if someone can come with me, I'm going to ride on my goat.
I mean, we can go with you, we can wait, whatever you prefer.
At least one can ride with me, so I take my ivory goat of riding and send it, and now I have a riding goat.
Send
Alright. So you head back to the farmer's house.
Yeah, if anybody wants to join, they can, I think, because I'm only 3'1", so.
Yeah, you could probably fit a medium creature on there. With
Anybody want to ride bitch pad? Sick.
It seems right.
Alright, so the 2 of you goat away to the farmer's house. You quickly get there, open the door, and the farmer just spins around with the machete. He's still in the chair that you left him in. He's like,
Oh, brave.
Scared the shit out of me.
Understandable. You're going to want to lock this door for a hot minute or 2.
Did you find something?
Carl's not your friend.
But he's your
What?
fiend.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Carl.
It's a Bawguest, yeah.
He's a goblin.
No, he You have to understand, we tried to kind of find whatever this kind of fiend was. He was along with us, along this kind of hunt, sort of. And he's what we were hunting. He turned into this creature and ran off once we kind of caught his scent.
That doesn't make any sense. Carl's been with me for 8-9 seasons now.
And suddenly it became a problem.
Recently, yeah.
Was there another farm, perhaps, that went under an area?
And you just see realization set in across his face. He's still on the edge of insanity, and now he's just kind of puzzle piecing things together. It's like, well yeah, the Billings closed about 8 seasons ago, and then the Darringtons.
He's running out of food. Lock your doors.
Well, that doesn't make any. And he just kind of gets lost in not knowing what to believe anymore. And
Look, I understand it's quite a shock, but you're going to need to lock your doors, get that machete ready, or perhaps he'll draw one of his swords and plunk it inside of his doorframe. Take that. It's a lot better.
he picks it up.
Short sword, so.
Make a persuasion check.
What a shame.
Attacks you with it.
13, lucky.
13. Lucky. You say this to him, and he just kind of. He doesn't look all there at the moment. You would kind of wager he's on the edge of a panic attack. But he just kind of closes the door with a shaky hand, and you hear the lock.
Well, that could have been better.
You might check for boggles.
What's a boggle?
It's a fairy thing, and it leaves slime trails, and it also steals shiny things. That's the other thing. There's two things. The good old 1-2.
He just starts weeping.
Monster Mashers be mushing some monsters, right. Let's go.
We'll leave you to it.
Before I fuck it up even worse.
Alright.
Goat, brr.
The goat gallops away. What's going on?
You just give Big Mermaid Man vibes. I can't.
Evil!
I can't explain it. It's just what my brain goes
Which
to.
is funny because he's supposed to be 22. Fuck, am I old, guys? Stop it.
Anyways, I imagine while you guys were gone, Daphne was excitedly talking about all the different fires she could use.
Like to the flowers.
There aren't any flowers. Everything's dead here. There isn't even a seed for me to grow. Because I can
Well.
do that. There isn't any.
Ah, Druidcraft is good.
Especially when you're
While you are
obsessed with
talking
flowers.
about all the fires that you can make, Mordecai is he's standing there, he's looking around, like, thrilled to be on the edge of this fight. He's got his arrow knocked, and, like, you keep talking about the fires, and he gets, like, gradually more excited, like, a little more hyped.
He's got, like, weird gremlin energy, if that's it.
So by the time you come down, Daphne has 100% centered on her game plan.
Right. So, what's the plan?
Well, how did that go?
Bad. He's not really dealing with it well. He didn't think that his body would be bad.
That's a lot to take in. But anyways, we were discussing all of the different fire I could use to trap him for the banishment.
Right,
and
you do have lots.
I do. It's wonderful. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what the rest of the plan is for you guys.
So, Marty, you
Looks
think we
up
could...
and down and up and down.
Marty, you think we could probably try to snuff him out in some sort of way? What could we do to attract him?
Do we know
I'm
anything that would
looking.
attract him? Ooh. I could druidcraft some small animal noises, like, ooh, we found a pig.
Right,
Try to,
but
like,
that's
lure him
kind of
somewhere.
large. What about
They
that
are-
that you got?
Of fairly average intelligence, so I don't know if we could be tricky.
I think we trick him into the barn where there are pigs with the sound of, like, excited food.
Excited food.
You know, lots of, like, pig noises. Yeah, exactly! I knew I liked you. And then we cast Flame Sphere.
Sure. That sounds like a nice time. We'll be ready with arrows knocked at the very least.
Yes.
Did you see my
Do you think he'd
text?
flee?
Okay.
He's been found, though.
That's
he might
for
flee.
Boggles.
That is the thing, yes.
Do you want to say
Did we
something?
followed the tracks to this place? Or did we stop following the tracks once we reached the kind of homestead?
So, you guys kind of had to stop as you... The farmer's house is in the opposite direction that the tracks are leading. Just a quick eyeball, you see the tracks are kind of pointed towards what is left of the field.
Okay.
Let's go. Please?
Track following time.
Alright, who would like to roll to follow the tracks?
You still have that thing up, right? For an hour?
It's for an hour, yeah. Am I
So you have
following the
advantage?
tracks? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you can roll with advantage. As you... the tracks lead up to... it's, for all intents and purposes, a cornfield. There are patches of it that are just decimated, but some of it is still growing. They are still trying to work this farm.
Yata
Plus seven.
uratanina putipun
Sick.
ratana.
So, you go into the cornfield, following the tracks, and you can see the corn that's been kind of pressed aside about this big body shape. And as you kind of enter it, you realize that this thing must be much bigger than you, as you are not even like touching the stalks of corn as you're walking through. You follow the tracks.
Fucking huge.
You follow them, until you get to a smaller clearing, one of these just kind of dead spots of the cornfield. It's probably about 15 feet in every direction. Yeah, Chris?
Just as a note going forward, because of my longbow of warning, neither I nor anyone within 30 feet of me can be surprised.
Oh, wow.
Sick! That's really good.
So,
I should have gotten that.
I like that.
so you can't sneak up on us.
All right. Well, as you enter this 15-foot diameter, yep, that's the word, dead spot, the tracks just disappear.
Okay, let me check. And Brawlerz do have the ability to levitate. And also, well, we saw him teleport, so he can't. I don't think he can do that anymore today. But
It's always more difficult when they have to cast spells.
yes, it's a wonderful challenge.
Come on, you don't like the chase?
I like the chase, I'd just rather have it not fuck me. In of course, the non-sexual way. You know, the part with the biting and dying and I just need something to shoot at.
I would like to look around and see if I can spot where this thing is hiding.
All right, make a perception check.
Do I passively
What-
notice it?
No, you don't.
No, if she doesn't pass it, I only got a 13. I am too busy frothing at the mouth.
Dispel magic. It doesn't say you have to see the creature.
You have to know where you're casting
You have to
it.
know. You have to know like what you're
Target one creature.
No, I know, but it doesn't. It says within range, not that you can see.
within range, and it usually that is tied to like a specific thing. So if
Okay.
like I knew you had a sort of wounding, and I go, yeah, we'll dispel that.
Okay, I see.
So if you had a specific effect that you wanted to target, then that'd be a different story.
Or I know you've bark skin to spell magic.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I will say, while Mordecai, you are while you are poking around and distracted and foaming at the mouth, waiting for a fight, you guys all see him poking around. Gravity just kind of stops working for you.
Oh,
And you
shit.
watch Mordecai lift 5, 10, 15, 20 feet in the air and is just dangling there.
A dispel magic
Yeah, you can
levitate.
vote.
At what level?
Base, or are you doing?
I'll do third level.
Third level?
'Cause that's
Okay.
all I can do.
You dispel it. Mordecai, you feel gravity turn back on.
Yeah.
You take...
Oh, fuck.
Or else he's gonna just raise more.
Can I try to catch him?
Can I make an acrobatics check?
Try.
Goat,
If
be
you'd
underneath
like
his
to.
ass!
I would like
Make a
to.
dexterity saving throw, as you're probably not
Oh.
necessarily near him.
Okay, dex save.
Yeah, make a dex save to see if you can
Cool.
catch him.
Okay. Sorry, Chris. I'm guessing a 10 doesn't get me there.
You like reflex and go, I'm not gonna make that. Boom! And he hits the ground. Chris, you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the dirt.
How rough does he look?
Probably not too bad. It was a good fall, and as you're kind of like looking at him and like, oh, sorry, you feel yourself take off 20 feet in the air.
Do I see Carl though, or beast form
Make a
Carl?
perception check as you're up in the air.
I couldn't do it a second time.
That's okay.
If
18.
if the Brawlerz is hiding and he's casting a spell, then he's broken his like stealth. So looking around, we should be able to see him unless he's.
If you're
Got some
20
other
feet
reason.
up in the air, what is your
18.
18? You see just outside of the radius of the dead zone, tucked into the corn stalks, you see a big dark mass.
How far away is he?
As you are let go,
Bitch.
you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall to the deck. You do know he is probably just so the dead zone's like 15 feet. He's probably just 5 or 10 feet inside that line.
No, fine. That would be fun, but no.
And I will say, as you hit the deck and look back to that spot, you see the tops of the cornstalk shake slightly.
Like he's moving, or just to make sure he's still
You'd
there?
probably assume that he is moving from that spot.
Fuck, now we're being hunted.
I will do this. I'm going to, I assume Daphne has pointed out this general area to us.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless you got it.
Okay.
I would have, but while I'm yelling, he's there, I'm going to do Burning Hands. So that's
Okay.
a 15-foot cone.
Just
of-
at the spot?
At the spot where he should have been. So he has to make a dex
And-
save, and I have Elemental Adept, so his resistance doesn't matter.
Okay.
Also,
Woof.
is that gonna burn the corn? Or
And-
Oh yes,
We'll get there.
100%.
Cool.
What'd you say, Chris?
I would like to cast Spike Growth on that area. So the ground in a 20-foot radius centered on the point where I cast it. Twist and sprouts hard spikes. The area becomes difficult terrain, and when a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels. It's camouflaged to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a perception check to hit it. But basically, if it moves, it's surrounded by spiky, harmful terrain now. And yeah.
On the point that you guys are all within?
No, I centered it on the point that that Daphne indicated.
And what was the radius on it?
15.
Let me double check. I think it's 20 foot. So if that means like it gets too close to us, then I would push it back a little. But yeah.
Okay. Well, so you hit the deck, point out to where they are. Mordecai, you cast it. You cast Burning Hands. The flames hit the edge of the cornfield, kind of eviscerate the first few layers, push the other layers back to where you saw he was. And as the kind of shockwave pushes the corn down and starts lighting on fire, you see that he is no longer there. He has moved from that spot. The fire begins to quickly spread through the corn, though, and you see it making its way. And I'll say it continues to just kind of catch slowly.
Why is it always arson, guys?
Yeah.
Wildfire circle. What did you
You
expect?
guys just kind of wait for a second as you cast the fire, and then you're like, huh. And you're kind of all just casually watching the rest of the field go up in smoke. And then it gets to a certain point, and you see the corn shift as the fire encroached on its hiding spot, and it moved.
Let's be smart with this. It's kind of going along with the fire.
You guys
Can we
kind of
see-
see the direction that it's going. Yeah.
We can see it. We're gonna move quietly now. Cast Pass Without a Trace. Everybody, let's take this nice and quiet.
All right. As you were saying that, and you cast Pass Without a Trace, you go up 20 feet.
Fuck!
I'm too small. I have no strength.
So are you gonna
Hey.
point out where he is?
Me? Can I see him?
You do see him directly, like, to the left of you guys as you come back down. And you can also see from that vantage point, he is in a small little patch of corn. Fire encroaching on one side and just kind of dead stuff around him. It looks like this is his final little hiding spot that he has at the moment. As you drop and take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the deck.
So when he points out where he is, I'm gonna do Scorching Ray at him.
Okay, shit.
So, yeah, I can hurl all 3 of them at one target. So that'll be a ranged spell attack on him.
Alright, and because you cannot see him, well, I guess
Say I have to.
he would have 3/4 cover. I would say you know exactly where he is, but with the stuff in front of him, that can cause a bit of interference. What are you saying, Chris?
I would like to ready an action. I'm like pulling back the arrow on my bow, and I am readying an action to fire at him as soon as I can, or fire at it as soon as I can see it.
Okay. Held action for fire.
We can see it now.
You know where he is. You can't exactly see him.
I have broken me ankles.
I'm
What
gonna
was your roll?
I was double checking all my information, sorry.
Go for it.
So ranged spell attack.
I'll shoot him a little guiding bolt in that direction.
Okay, so both of you, you have to roll for that?
With 3/4 cover, do I roll like this?
Range spell attack?
Yeah.
No, you just roll like normal. It just
Okay.
adds.
Yeah, you
It just
use-
adds to his.
With this, you roll your
Gotcha.
d20,
Okay.
and then you add your spell attack bonus right there.
So, what does guidance do?
Guiding bolt.
Oh no,
Oh,
he-
guiding
he's
bolt.
shooting
Sorry,
something else.
misheard. So that was a 21 to hit.
21.
Still an 8.
Do. Sorry, unprepared.
Feel
Do. So I will say, with a 3/4 cover, you fire. Fire. Do you have to roll for each blast?
Oh, for each ray. Yeah,
Okay,
my
so
bad.
I will say
my
the
bad.
first one hits through. It impacts all the corn that's in front of him and just starts burning it away. It barely missed. With that plus to his AC, it barely missed. But his cover is gone.
Oh, yeah, the cover is gone.
The cover is now gone. As you just see, standing in this little circle of corn that is now burning around him, he looks at all of it. You see this. Yep, you can go ahead and rip off your shot as you can now see him. You see this.
And I'm declaring him my
large-
Slayer's Prey. Well,
Fair
no,
enough.
first I have to actually attack him.
You see this like 10-foot long cat-like creature, dark, dark fur, almost charcoal-like, and you do see the face is the face of Carl the Goblin, just stretched and large with large fangs hanging off, and he sees you and just goes "Fuck!"
Second one misses. It was a
Okay.
12. There's no way.
It just goes right over his head, and he just swings his tail around.
Did I happen to know what he
Damn
said?
it.
He said "fuck" in Abyssal.
Fucking
Abyssal.
waste my second level.
You will say it impacts the corn behind him as his cover is now gone. He finds himself in complete open atmosphere. He's.
I'd love to rip off a shot.
I'm gonna say roll
Yeah,
initiative.
at what
Sick,
point?
there we
Say
go.
Chris's, since he was
Yeah.
holding his, is the only thing that happens before initiative.
Fuck.
I got a nat one, so that doesn't matter.
We'll say as he jumps forward, the arrow flies by him. While we're rolling initiative, if you want to pause it real fast. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll it.
That sounds like a great idea.
I also need to be.
Yes.
That's a word that you can use. Cool.
All right. What did you do?
Oh, yeah. So with my magic item is I can change the appearance of my armor. So suddenly, Daphne's pretty normal looking basic bitch armor looks like full gladiator kind of armor.
Fucking sick on a satyr. Cool.
That's pretty
But
sick.
no sandals because hooves.
You can still have the little leather wrappings though.
Oh yeah. You gotta have the shin guards. I still have shins, but I don't
Oh, yeah.
have feet.
No sandals.
No sandals. They're an inconvenience. No toes. It's a whole thing.
No shoes, you don't get any service.
I always get service.
Ironic
Ha.
daisy anklet.
Ah. What's up
Okay.
for shoes?
Let me hear those initiatives.
I rolled it a minute ago.
I did not roll.
We'll just go this way. What'd you
got
roll?
18.
Plus your dex mod and proficiency mod?
No. Just
Just dex?
yeah,
Okay,
just
dex.
I'm proficient in moving.
Oh, 0.
Oh, so
it's an
18?
18.
18. Okay. What you got, Patty?
Me, I got not 18, but 19.
18 plus
Because
19.
I get plus wisdom to my initiative because it's great with
Okay.
observant.
Mordecai.
What?
Mordecai.
Yeah, observant. You have to add your wisdom modifier thing. Or it's... I might have gotten it from something else. I might just be dumb.
Yeah, no.
It's a Gloomstalker thing.
Gloomstalker,
I was
thank
like,
you.
That's what it
what?
is.
I literally
Changes
threw them
the
together in
whole
10
way.
minutes, man. Sorry.
I got you.
I was like, if I've been playing Blair so wrong.
Now Blair's got a sword.
Chris, what's your initiative?
That I keep calling Moonbeam.
23.
23. Hot
Shit.
God
fuck,
damn.
man.
Beautiful. Pock.
I also have advantage. I get
26.
advantage from the bow of warning.
Guys. Fuck you guys.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, I took alert.
I got 12.
12. Back of the pack.
I was fire.
Fire.
Do.
I do one thing, and
Fucking
that's fire.
mint.
I do it
Fucking
well.
man.
You burned the entire crop.
Hey, they
You
weren't
killed the
using
monster, but at what cost?
All of the corn is
Okay.
now
Did my
popcorn.
job.
Guys, popcorn.
Shit.
Because it's on fire.
Look, I'm part Fae, I'm Fae. Chaos comes with it.
It does.
This is true.
All right. So it looks like
My
Pock
nature.
is going first.
got flat,
Chris, you
you
got
got
a
the tall.
picture in the chat, and we're rolling with
See
combat.
it.
So what are you doing?
Alright. Bonus action, do the blade song feat. And that's Azura's character.
Wild shape.
That's a wizard. I wow shape.
Fuck it.
So
might as
Pock
well.
just starts dancing.
Yeah.
Vibing.
Ooh.
Straight bowling.
You know, when your
Hiccuping.
character's been idle too long and you just.
How far?
They do idle
Okay,
animations. They
what
just sit
what
there like this.
exact point is this guy at? How far?
Well,
That one, so 5, 10, 15, 20-ish feet away.
Fuck. Okay, not fireball then.
Man, hit him.
Toll the Dead.
Toll the dead. Okay.
And that would be.
Toll the Dead.
Do you remember what fucking saving throw that was? Let me just look it up real quick. What's the load?
Welcome to Basement Brawlers, where you watch us remember how to play.
Wisdom. It's a wisdom
Fuck yeah.
save.
Wisdom save.
it's too real.
We roll rocks with many sides.
13.
Fails. So
Fails.
Do 2d12.
2d12.
Yeah, it's a
Nice.
big boy.
Because it's been hurt already. Ew.
Why did I have to roll like shit?
Because you suck.
Honestly.
It hasn't taken damage yet.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Yeah, though you've tried.
Yeah, 4 damage.
4 damage.
Yeah, a whopping 4.
Nice. So 4 damage.
Necrotic damage.
You toll the dead. The bells ring out. They go perfectly in time with your blade song. And yeah, necrotic energy just starts to seep around him. It looks like that does hurt him. All right, Mordecai, it's your turn. It's your turn, Chris.
Oh no! Okay, your image is frozen. Sorry. Okay, now it's good. Alright, I'm gonna take a few steps back. So back up a square. And I'm going to use Slayer's Prey for my bonus action to designate it as my prey, which means I can add a d6 to the damage if and when I hit it. And it's not concentration or anything. And I would like to attack it.
Alright.
I'm not rolling well with my real dice. It's a 14 to hit, which I don't think does it.
14 does not hit, no. Fuck.
Okay, then I will shoot at it again.
Shoot. I know you don't
That's
actually have
better.
him Hunter's Mark, so I remember that he is your foe.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead and roll.
What? Okay, 26 to hit the second time.
Someone is gonna fucking hunt. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Which means that I can add, I can mark it as my favored foe, which means that I can add another d6, including this time. So I will roll in 1d8 and 2d6 to damage it with this. Not great. I rolled 2 1s and a 6, so 8 points of piercing damage. And I don't know if you're going to count this as magical, because the ammunition is not magical, but the bow kind of is? I don't know.
What bow do you have?
Bow of warning.
The bow of warning? Longbow of warning?
So no, it wouldn't count as a magical attack.
Okay.
But how much damage you do?
Only 8. But
8.
reduced. I rolled 2 1s on the d6s, so great.
All right, so 8 reduced to 4.
Yep.
All right. Makes contact with him. It is its turn. There's a better token. Yeah, we'll worry about it. Makes me sad. We're gonna use the button. That feels more menacing.
Then the 2 twin thumbs.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's just going to. I don't actually think he needs to.
Fucking yeet.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeet.
He
Word
is
of power,
going to.
yeet.
He is going to lunge forward, right at Patty.
Fuck!
And this guy is a little special. He has multi-attack, so he is going to be attacking twice. First attack,
R.I.P.
24 to hit.
No, it doesn't hit. Jesus fuck. Okay, yeah.
That's a lot of dice.
That is going to be
Doesn't hit you.
9 points of piercing damage.
Not nearly as bad.
Stop you, bitch.
So that was his. I guess that was his bite. So he bites at you, does all that damage, and then that's going to claw at you as well. Oof. 23 to hit.
No.
That is going to be.
Invincible Patty.
Chokes on you.
That is going to be another 6 points of slashing damage, and then 4 points of poison on top of that.
Ooh.
Okay. Wow. So it's 6 points, and another on top.
And then another 4 on top.
All of those do their full amount, so just in case you weren't aware.
All right. That is going to be his turn. Patty, it is now your turn. This thing is staring down your face. And with how small you are, that bite, he like bit you like around the shoulders, just like anaconda style.
What the hell?
He's big mouth.
Big mouth.
Big mouth little guy. Wow.
Right, I'm gonna have to cause problems for you now, aren't I? I am going to summon Fear Goat.
Oh.
Goat number 2.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna. So it is a giant goat.
Giant goat.
Giant goat.
Shit.
Well, I have a dragon.
That works. The goat cannot attack, but I can remove its horns and use them as weapons. Problem is that their horns I have to use an action to get, which using the action is to summon the goat. So it radiates a 30-foot aura of terror, though, if I am riding it. So I am going to be riding this goat.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Is that
you
two-
summon the goat and then hop on it.
I need a DC 15 Wisdom save, or it will be frightened for 1 minute.
We use a wisdom save.
Yep.
Well, roll the 15. So
Sucks.
16.
Oof.
So he is not frightened, but he is now. You are now on goat back, staring at this bar guest.
be scared, damn it. Right, you fucker. I'm coming after you. Hunter's mark.
Hunter's
Bonus
mark.
action.
Bonus action. Hunter's mark. Beautiful.
You called it.
All right, I knew it was coming. That's Rangers.
We have 2 rangers. That's just our
Galileo.
thing.
Galileo, you are. It's your turn.
So I'm
Yep.
going to use my Sacred Flame cantrip, and I'm going to descend a flame-like radiance on this creature.
All right, go ahead and roll to attack.
It's a cantrip, so it's just going to hit, right?
What
And
do
then
you have to make?
you have to save a dexterity saving
Oh, I have
throw.
to. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
You gotta do the work.
I was thinking of guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt is definitely different.
What is the roll? The 19.
So your
Oof.
spell save, nah.
Okay,
It was
alright.
a
No, it gets half damage, I think, right?
Not if it is.
Not
No.
usually.
Okay, I can't remember.
That's normally.
I play a cleric, guys.
That's blight, and that's why I love
That's blight, yeah, because that's a level 1 spell because it requires a slot.
Not that kind of there.
Whoa. That's better.
What's the timing
That's
for
low.
10 minutes?
You put it on its tail.
Yeah, there we go.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
shit.
Till after. Healing word if you have it might be good for anything that's right.
All right, so you cast
So
that.
I'm-
It doesn't quite hit.
I'm going to command this guy to vomit.
All right. Is that a?
On his
That's a
next
bonus.
Wait, you did 1 action already?
Well, I did the Sacred Flame. It's a cantrip. That doesn't take anything, does it?
It does.
It's
does?
still an
Oh.
action. So,
Oh.
Yeah,
so if you have a
one
bonus
action,
action,
one
you can cast something with a bonus
I
action.
don't think
Okay.
That's alright.
Do you want to move or anything?
I think I'm good right there.
I don't like Bone Cat. I just noticed that.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
like
thought that
it.
was a little more menacing.
I mean, I like it. It's definitely menacing. And it's definitely much more menacing than Button.
All right,
Yes.
Daphne, it is your turn then.
Gonna take a page out of the good old Tulad book and do a moonbeam.
Holy fuck, yes!
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So just like on his middle, since it's
Inflicting.
5 foot radius.
Okay, we'll say there those 4 squares.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
so
bigger.
not-
You made him bigger. Before it would have covered him.
Fair. Well, he's still in it. But yeah, so I guess it can be these 4 squares or those 4 squares. But you won't get the
Changing
goat.
shit.
Sorry, gotta make it look cool.
Okay.
Well, since he covers 2
But
squares,
yes.
that's double damage.
So, when a creature
Wait for the
enters
dragon fight.
just because it's been a hot minute since we did it, when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So this counts or this does not count as it entering.
It does not.
Okay.
I forget we haven't done Moonbeam in a while.
I know.
But on its turn,
Okay.
it will
So
immediately.
I gotta wait.
Yeah, you have to wait for the damage.
Fine.
Because otherwise it does double
It's
damage.
really
That doesn't-
broken, yeah.
Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense.
Fine.
That's
Uh,
how
are
the
you
rules
moving
used
at all?
before when we played it originally.
The range is 120 feet, so sure. Also, I just wanted to note that a shape changer makes its saving throw with disadvantage, so I don't know if he was changing shape, but was it an illusion or was he changing
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good. That's a really
I don't
good
think
point.
it matters. I think it's just a shape change. Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
shape? Okay.
It's
yeah.
like specifically
It's
to
a
target
change shape.
the like nefariousness of
Yeah.
shape change.
Well, I just want to make sure it wasn't like some sort of weird illusion.
No,
Like he was
you
disguising
figure-
himself really
at,
fucking well.
At this point, with
Really good
the
makeup.
information you guys have synthesized, you figure that Carl's goblin form was the illusion.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
And this is his
Yeah.
true form.
So if he fails, he'll instantly revert to the original form. He can't assume a different form.
You're fine.
Okay.
So whatever original form, presumably, that he won't be able to
Well,
change
okay,
from.
okay,
But he'll
well,
still
yeah, we'll get
fail.
there. Technically, he is. Yeah, he is. This is his true form.
So,
So he is not
disadvantage.
shape changed.
Yeah, he'll
anymore.
still have disadvantage. Sorry, not he'll still fail. Hopefully.
All
Fingers
right.
crossed.
Pock, it is your turn.
All right. So I am going to. I forgot I had extra attack, so
That is very important.
use that next time. I'm going to cast blindness, deafness on it.
Oh
Yes!
Yeah. I am going to choose blindness.
Sick.
Okay.
All right. And Constitution saving throw.
God, I love this die. Natural 16, and then you said con.
Yeah.
18.
Fuck you. Alright, it fails.
Alright. Good attempt.
Or it succeeds, sorry.
The spell.
Yeah. I am going to run up. This is weird using Azura's character. And fucking strike it with a sword.
Okay.
Yeah, 23
Did you do blindness deafness as a bonus action?
as an action.
So yeah. So now you're
Extra attack.
Extra attack.
Ranger.
you only have one action per turn. So if you
Yeah.
use your action to cast blindness deafness, how are you making the attack?
Oh, sorry.
So
I thought extra
extra
attack,
attack-
gave it to.
No, it's not that you get an
No.
attack on top
Right.
of stuff. It's rather if you use
Oh.
your action to attack, you can use the action again to attack, basically.
My bad. The wording when I read it was.
It is. It's kind of fucked.
Well, did you want to go back?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Moichido, do it again.
And you know what? Instead, I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to use or Ashardalan's Stride, whatever the
Wow.
however the fuck you pronounce that.
Oh, okay. What does that do?
And Jesus, if I could spell that shit. Ashardal.
It's just like Shillelagh, which is.
It's
Oh my god, we were having that conversation earlier.
essentially what it is I
You
can
know, it's
like,
an Irish curse. It's so cool.
essentially what I can do is I can run. It gives me an extra 10 or 20 feet, speed.
Okay.
I can run past it and then back, and it does not get an attack of opportunity, and it has to take 2d6 fire damage.
Are you juking the fucker?
It essentially it's like if you have a bunch of people, you can run by them without any of attack of
sick.
opportunity. But since it's the only guy, and I got a bonus action left.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage.
Yep. Yeah, there's no saving throw, interestingly enough. You take 6 points of fire damage,
Okay.
and I'm going to go right back to my spot, and that'll be my
Alright.
turn.
Mordecai, is your turn.
Morty!
Okay, I need to rule on something. I used favored foe, which I want to keep up. It's not a spell, it's a feature, but it does specify that you basically maintain it by concentration. Would you say that this prevents me casting Hunter's Mark as a concentration? Because that, I mean, prevents me casting Hunter's Mark without dropping the favored foe because Hunter's Mark is a concentration spell.
I'd say yeah. Unfortunately, it sounds like it's specifically
Yeah,
to
okay.
use one or the other.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But hey, can't blame me for trying. Then I'm just gonna attack it. I have the same things up. First attack. 14 again. Second attack. Worse. I don't like this.
Both miss.
Fuck, I missed.
Yep, that's me.
Missed.
Missed both times.
I fired again, and I hit something, but I was the one I was aiming for, so I
All
missed.
right. It is its turn, so it has to make its con save, and it will make it at DC advantage.
And also it has to deal with fear, so wisdom save. Because it's an aura.
Every time?
I think so.
I thought it was just on the opening of it.
Let me double check.
11 for con.
Starts its turn in the aura, must make a DC 15.
Oh, so starts his turn. Okay, so well he rolled before, so
Yeah,
We'll say
fair.
that
Yeah,
roll.
okay.
Okay.
Moonbeam
So-
rules, got it.
11.
You failed.
Okay.
So
Failed.
Blade Singer's extra attack specifically mentions you can use a cantrip along with an attack as an extra attack,
Okay.
which is what I used.
Blindness deafness is not a cantrip.
Blindness deafness is not a
But now you know if you
But
use
yeah,
cantrip.
now
you
it
know.
is. My bad. I thought you used Toll the Dead that time.
So how much
Nope.
damage did you do?
Yep,
Tinnitus, the
sorry.
spell.
So,
Toll the Dead makes me.
2d10 radiant damage on a failed save.
It's just like.
Sorry, I don't trust myself picking up the right dice. That's a 1. That's a 5. 6.
6 points of radiant damage?
Yeah. It was like there's
Okay.
nothing I add to that, right?
Alright, so he takes that damage. He's still in Moonbeam, so you should probably...
Get out of there.
He is going to use... Let me make sure... Let me see if he can actually do that. Yeah? Yeah, he can. Does your goat have stats?
It has the stats of an a giant goat.
Alright, well that giant goat needs to make a constitution saving throw, please.
I'm gonna find out how the fuck that works.
I'm in danger.
Makes a con save, you say?
Yeah.
Damn. Con save, you say? 13.
13 fails.
Sucks. It's only got 19 hit points.
So, Patty, you
My lad.
atop your goat. Your goat ascends 20 feet with you on its back.
Oh, fuck. Stop putting me up in the air, you fucker!
And he is going to move.
Rude.
Yeah. We'll say he'll move right there.
How dare
so
you
out of
move.
Moonbeam. In the grill. That'll be its turn.
I'm sorry, I've never done mounted combat before. I need to check something, if I may. Once I get to my turn, does the goat have its own turn, or do I do my turn on top of it?
The goat's on your turn because you're manifesting the goat.
Cool.
Your movement.
Well, it's what I'm on, you know, but does that... It changes my movement, I assume, because I'm sitting on it. But, like... Does it have actions and I have actions? Because it has actions.
You can tell it to do.
As an action, or is that a...
Well, look up whatever
usually it'll
look at the spell
specify.
that gave you the goat, and
It says that you summon a giant goat.
It should say how to control the goat as well.
No, it basically treats it as a mount.
Well, I'm gonna say it can't do anything then because
Sick.
it's not like sentient, so it's just there. You
Giant
can
goat.
ride it, but currently its
The goat
legs,
can't attack. Sorry, never mind. We're good.
its
I
legs
am
are just
goat.
kind of
I was
dangling
like-
in space as
Duh.
it is
So as
lifted
a
up in
bonus
the air.
action, you can tell it what to do.
I think
Probably, yeah.
Patty,
Most are.
it is your turn as you are 20 feet plus because you're on top of the. Whoa, yeah, the goat. You're like 30 feet in the air.
Yeah. This goat's very tall. Oh, shite. I'm gonna take me bow.
That's for fun.
Sick.
Tall boy.
Tall boy. I'm gonna rip off 2 arrow shots at it because extra attack.
All right, with Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark, which gives me stuff that I need to actually have remembered. Assuming that I can hit it.
Yeah, assuming that you hit.
The first one does not. I got a 16. I
Does
assume.
not hit on the first
Okay.
one.
26.
That definitely hits.
Sick.
So go ahead and roll damage and then a D8 for Hunter's Mark.
So funny enough, longbow, D8. I am upset. That's fine.
Say spaghetti.
Upsetty spaghetti. So that's a 6 for that damage, then Hunter's Mark, extra D6.
No, it was a D6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
7.
7. Okay.
So rips wild, and then I nipped its toe.
yeah, you both. One of your arrows just right in between the webbing on its foot, and it howls
used to being
out-
all this way
howls
out into
in
the
pain.
sky.
That actually, you hit him, so he has to make a concentration check, which he fails, and you and the goat plummet.
Oh shit.
Whoa! Boo, onto the ground. You both take.
You take 10 points damage right into the groin.
Well, you both take 6 points And I need you to make a concentration check for Hunter's Mark.
Oh shit.
And I'll say for falling out of the sky on a goat, you're no longer on the goat, you're next to the goat.
Shite me balls! Concentration check. That's just wisdom, right?
It's con.
Con?
Yeah. Con save, actually.
Fuck.
Oof.
I'm not rolling good today, guys. Wow.
Neither
That's a
am I.
5?
5. Hunter's Mark drops.
Shit.
Alright.
Switch on nice, dude.
Galileo, it is your turn. This beast is in your face.
I'm going to also try and make him blind with blindness deafness.
Okay.
Wait, but isn't he already blind right now, or is he already... Did he drop it?
It didn't hit.
Oh,
Yeah,
duh,
it
sorry.
didn't.
So he
So
has to
you
make
have
a
to make a
con save.
Constitution saving throw, yeah.
DC 14.
Ooh.
Yes.
9.
He fails. What do you choose? Blindness or
Oh,
deafness?
blindness for sure. Yeah.
Blind.
Nice.
Booger can't see.
So you feel the spell go through, and you watch the eyes that are like right up next to you. They're huge. They're like softballs. You watch them just kind of glaze over.
Shit.
Status ailment?
We still
Here
have
we go.
And-
pass without a trace up because that lasts for an hour.
Did I actually get the chance to knock that off, or was I in
so
the
do you
air
want
too
to
far?
do you want to do anything else? You cast Pass Without Trace. Yeah.
Sick. Okay, so yeah, everybody gets plus 10 to stealth checks.
Ooh.
So we could just hide.
Did you want to do anything else?
I'm gonna whack him in the face with my dice.
I don't think you can because of the action.
Action.
economy.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna notch a bolt into my crossbow.
Okay.
Bonus action load, I think, is the thing.
All right. Cool. Daphne, it is your turn.
So I'm gonna summon my wildfire spirit. There.
All right. What does your wildfire spirit look like?
It is like small baby elephant of just fire. It's very adorable. Shoots flames from its trunk. Just
Destruction.
adorable destruction.
Oh my god!
And fun fact there. So when summoned, each creature within 10 feet of the spirit, other than me, must succeed a dex save or take 2d6 fire damage.
21.
No fun. All right. So that's kind of the only thing. As a bonus action, I can tell it what to do. So I'm gonna order it to Flame Seed, which is its kind of attack. The thing whose name I can't pronounce, the cat bitch in front of it.
All right.
I did have a question though.
Okay.
So Elemental Adept lets me use when I roll damage for a spell I cast that deals fire damage, I treat any one as a 2. Does that count for the spirit since I'm kind of like indirectly casting it? Or is it casting it?
I'd say no because it is casting
Okay.
it.
Just thought I'd check.
Yeah, it's his trumpet blast.
Because it goes off like my proficiency bonus and stuff, so I just thought I'd check.
Yeah, most of the stats do, but I was just specifically like you're
Okay.
not casting it. But go ahead and make the attack. Your spell attack Such a
modifier
strange
hit.
board.
It looks great.
I had one at one point. I played with the salt shaker as the baby UG. I'm not gonna lie. It was also shaped like an owl, funny enough.
Salted bitch.
Yeah, right.
Does it have any benefit that he can't see?
Well, what is the
17.
17? 17 just hits.
Oh, cool. Then it doesn't matter.
17
So
is the AC.
Cool, got that noted.
that's 8 fire damage, and resistance doesn't matter.
Okay.
Resists his resistance.
Immunity,
Awesome.
whatever.
It hits him in the side, and he looks back that way. All right. Top of the order, Puck.
All right. So I'm going to correct it to it. Toll of the Dead. I'm going to say, your time is now. 2d12. And, yeah, wisdom save. Okay. That would hit my hand.
Wow.
It said, fuck you.
Wow.
It's over here.
I'm like, I don't even know what happened.
Loaded with
yes.
dice.
10.
Loaded trying
That
to
was a good
roll
choice.
dice.
And this was a 4. Shit. So 14 points of necrotic damage for 12 dead.
Jeez. That's fucking strong.
And then I am going to move in and fucking slash it with a scimitar. D20. There we go. Not as there is. Fuck.
Oh my god, you're a mess over here.
4, so 16. 19.
19 to hit.
Yep.
Hits.
Alright. D6, and then wounding damage. So 3. So 6 points of damage.
What kind of damage?
Slashing damage.
Slashing.
And then 4 points of wounding damage, and is now has the wounding effect on it.
It does. Alright, that's a big turn.
And bonus action, disengage.
Well, it doesn't move you, it just... Oh, I guess if you have movement.
Yeah, I still have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
And that's my
Alright.
turn.
That's pretty great. That was a pretty good turn. Mordecai, it is your turn. It is... I don't think I did another picture.
Yeah,
but
let's fucking do some.
It's right in
Watching
front.
people like casting spells at its eyes, I'm going to say I probably should have mentioned before. These things don't need to see, and I'm going to shoot at it 2 more times.
Yeah, fair amount of fair information there.
Would have been very important earlier.
Maybe deafness would have helped.
Well, I'm rolling terribly again.
Same.
Yeah, you guys are...
Even worse. No, yeah.
You just staying put?
I mean, how close is it to me now?
It's right about you. It's in your picture. It's in your face.
Oh, well that didn't, okay. Okay, it's not loading. Yeah, in frustration, I'm just gonna drop my bow and pull out my short swords, and that's it.
Okay.
I'm gonna growl at him. I'm gonna go, ah!
Fitting.
And that's it.
Alright. It is his turn. He growls back. And you see the glazed eyes just turn towards you. I smell you.
Stop
attacks.
talking, you daft bitch. I'm gonna cut your tongue out your skull.
First attack. Natural 1.
Yeah!
Second attack.
Attacks itself.
It hurt itself in its confusion.
God, I hated that.
There's going to be a 16 to hit. What's your AC?
That is my AC.
16.
Oh, I was actually attacking Galileo. So
16.
he
okay.
just hits you.
That's
Just
fine.
hits. Yeah, you're safe for now, Mordecai.
Cool.
I'm not fucking safe. Ooh, I've been lifted far too many times, and as a hobbit, I don't like that.
You take 16 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
I almost maxed the die.
Luckily, it wasn't me.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess,
And then Constitution saving throw for the wounded effect.
that is true.
Or it says it can then, so I guess it's
Well,
a
yeah,
choice,
it-
but
if you would.
Natural 16.
fuck you.
So you're wounded. Doesn't stack this turn.
Foiled again.
Honestly.
Okay,
Foiled it.
that's what I thought.
Soiled
Can I
it.
do that as a bonus action? No?
I don't like to.
I can't do that as a bonus action.
I don't like to hear that.
Okay, well, I guess he just sits there, and yeah, he is blinded, but I think you've found out that it doesn't really matter at this point, as he knows exactly where you are. That'll be its turn, Patty. You are currently prone on the ground.
Damn.
Yeah, you did not stick that landing.
I'm going to get up and grab me a longsword from me goat.
Oh shit.
It's a longsword +2.
Okay.
And that's my action. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
Okay. I mean, I'd say pulling a sword is is it specifically an action?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right then. You said Hunter's Mark?
Yep. Because I'm pulling it from the goat horn.
Pulling it. So yeah. So that's fair distinction there. You rip the horn off the goat, but instead of like breaking, you just grab it and just a sword comes out of its skull.
I don't
And the
like
goat
the
just-
sound of steel against bone when it's my friend.
Daphne kind of reaches her own head.
But it's a fear goat, so it's like. "Brah!"
Oh, and it's massive. And it bellows, echoes out. He's still like on his side. All right. So that's your turn.
Aye.
Galileo. Little bloodied, still in your face.
I am going to use inflict wounds with my
Nice.
mace. I can run after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They can give opportunity of
Yeah,
attack, though. So
that
if you
is-
run out of their range of attack, they can hit you,
Okay.
like, as a thing.
That's fine. Okay.
All right. So go ahead and
So-
roll to hit. So inflict wounds is going to go off your spell attack bonus.
So just kiss it on the cheek with.
Yeah, got it. 21.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you inflict wounds. It's usually a touch, but you use your mace.
Yes.
Just kiss it on the cheek.
Smack him in the face. All right. Go ahead and roll damage.
I cast fuck you.
It's 3d10, right?
3d10s. Yes, you are correct. For 10.
10!
Nice.
11. 18.
18.
Good shit.
Nice.
Necrosis. Of the face.
Rot.
All right. It just from that spot that you hit, you just see like his veins start to show, and they're just inky black, and it just starts to weather in like someone's just like deflating an air mattress with his face. It's just starting to suck in and see bone. Are you going to move at all?
Under my breath, that's infection. And I'm going to turn around and just kind of
Nope.
crawl back here.
All right. As you do, he makes an opportunity attack with claws. Natural one again.
Perfect.
2 natural ones on you.
Oof.
Okay.
You got the sauce.
Indeed. All right.
The extra adamantium.
So I'm gonna
Yeah, do
stop
the adamantium
Moonbeam,
armor, so
but
like-
I'm gonna do Flaming Sphere
Add
at
that to
3rd
what?
level.
Okay, so basically just change to flaming sphere.
Pretty much.
There,
It
that's-
has to be an unoccupied space, so I guess
What did you
there.
add? You don't need to. Because it's just.
So
there.
any
It's the
creature
equivalent
that
scale, but
ends
they
its
can't
turn
crit
within
you.
5 feet of the
That's the
sphere
thing, if they
must
roll
make a
natural
dex saving
20,
throw.
Normally they double the damage.
So it won't take place
Then it just counts as
until
a regular
whenever
hit.
he doesn't move because he's surrounded.
Mhm.
But
So as you cast it, you can like move it into him.
okay, I was gonna ask. I'm like, as a bonus action, I can move it.
Yeah. So basically, you cast it in an unoccupied space, and now you can ram it into him.
Okay, cool. I was like, that kind of sucks. So I wait a
I
whole
think it's an
turn.
action for your moonbeam to do the.
Oh no! It's
Oh, I
drop
replaced.
moonbeam.
They're
drop
both
moonbeam.
concentration,
Cast
so I had
flaming
to.
sphere. And
Gotcha.
then bonus action, move it
Flame
into him.
buffs.
So
Right.
so it's still in this space, but
yeah,
it's you
but it's
ram it
right
into
on his
him.
booty.
All right. So Dex save.
Flame his ass. It's like
Well.
reverse Taco Bell.
Fail.
All right.
So-
2d6 fire damage and ignore resistance.
And because I have my little fire spirit here, I get +7. So it's 6 + 7, which is a 13.
Jeez.
Which
Okay.
your resistance doesn't matter to.
Indeed. He's looking very hurt with that one. Ignoring the resistance, all the other fire damage that he's taken is kind of just like bounced off and just left a crisp spot.
Oh.
This one is
Sorry,
jerky.
I cast it at 3rd. I have another one. So that's an additional 5.
Yeah, he looks real fucked up. His ass is on fire. Actually, just burning. Yeah.
And since I just told it to like fire at him, would it get to continue attacking, or do I have to specify for it to attack each time? My spirit.
Can you pull up your spirit?
Yeah.
I haven't had to deal with wildfire yet.
So there's
almost
its like
brought it
stat
back.
stuff, and
I
if you
feel-
move, there's the attacks.
Okay.
That would have been interesting.
I think technically you have to specify a turn.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if it's a each time thing or if it's a general, like, keep attacking until that thing's not there.
Mush that monster.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can see both, so...
Make them into mash.
The
monster
Kind of like set a cannon and just...
Yeah. Just be like, all right,
there.
go.
Yeah, it doesn't really say on here. I mean, I imagine you have to specify. It's
Okay.
just your character
That's
yelling.
fine.
So,
And talking is a free action.
Because I used
Yeah.
my bonus action.
that
so.
you have to use a bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can't attack on this turn. Okay.
Darn.
Yeah, but he is still prepped and ready to go. Puck. Your turn.
I'm gonna cast.
Do it.
No, you don't want me to cast this one. I'm gonna cast Firebolt instead, actually.
Firebolt. All right, roll to hit.
Jesus. Jesus, where is it?
For D12s?
D10. D10.
D10s look like this one.
God, that was so hard to find.
Because they look like D8s.
Jesus, yeah.
That is a 12.
That is a 12. Why the fuck did I pick that up?
5.
That's also a 12.
Jesus, why?
No, I was just putting that back.
Do you just need a 10? Here's a 10. Here's a 10.
I'll just roll this twice. 4 and 6, 10. Alright. Sorry.
Shit, bro.
10 points of fire damage. And that was a cantrip. Going to come in again. Swing with the scimitar. So it's 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Alright. D6. 6 plus 3. 9 points of damage. And 3 points of wounding damage.
Okay. All right.
And
Yeah, he looks
slashing.
He looks really messed up. Yeah, and like as you slash through him, you see like a bit of like coagulation, like it didn't quite hit, but the amount of wounds that's been put onto it is starting to look,
And he's
it
gonna
look
get
real bad.
He's gonna get cocky and not disengage. He's gonna stay with it.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Cool. Mordecai, it's your turn.
Great. Alright. I growl and say, I am an agent of the Lord Scaverin. You will not best me. And I drop favored foe in favor of Zephyr Strike, which gives me advantage on the one attack, basically. And I'm using my short swords now, so first one at advantage.
Oh no.
Womp womp.
Okay, so that one misses, but I still have 2 more attacks with the 2 short swords that I have. Oh no, because I cast Zephyr Strike as a bonus action, so I have 1 more attack, not at advantage. That's better. That's a 23 to hit. I need to double something.
Yeah, that nonchalant lore drop actually like shook me.
Same.
I had to take a second there.
Me and Dylan made eye
We're like,
contact.
wow.
It might explain a few things about
yeah, I'm
him.
starting to put pieces together.
Yeah,
Doesn't it wasn't with that attack. Dang, nabbed it.
That's
Okay, well,
Kuzco.
2d6 then.
Poison specifically for Kuzco.
Okay. 7
That poison.
plus.
Fuck it.
That is 11 points of non-magical slashing damage, reduced to 5, I guess.
All right. Yeah. He's at this point, one of his legs like buckles under the weight, and he's just like foaming at the mouth.
With the effect of Zephyr Strike, I like wind swirls around me and I jump away, and it provokes no opportunity attack
How
as
far?
I get out of its reach
Just 5 feet?
by like 20 feet.
Oh,
Holy shit.
Shit.
That's quite a jump.
yeah. There with Gala.
No, as part of the casting of the spell, Zephyr Strike,
Yeah, you
my
just like,
walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of this turn, and my movement doesn't provoke an opportunity attack. So I'm just getting out of his range.
Okay. Well, with that, it's Carl's turn. He was faced off against this one that tried to blind him and this one that just attacked him, and both of them just move out of his range, and he just both attacks.
Bring it.
Squishy.
That's gonna be a 16.
Nope.
No.
Wow.
I told you my AC is 21.
Holy shit. You're small and hard.
What is it? Is it a nat 20?
For a total of
No, it was a nat 20. Oh, fuck.
26.
Oh, yeah,
Holy fuck.
Does that hit?
Does it?
Is that it?
Shit! Oh my god!
Oh, God, what is it doubled? I'm down.
You only
You have
take
been bisected,
22 points of piercing damage as he
Okay.
Munchity crunchity gobbly
Munchy,
tastes
crunchy.
very crunchy.
Down to 13 now.
both of them are looking pretty bad in that little area.
Fuck. God. I'm so squishy.
Yeah, it took a lot of fucking damage, I'm not gonna lie.
I took 2/3 of my health.
It took 33 points of damage.
Oh, but you're almost at my max HP.
Yeah, we're doing good. It's okay. We're all bleeding, but it's okay.
He's gonna try it.
No.
You said his speed was reduced? Chris? Did I hear you right, or
No,
was Ever Strike? Okay.
no, his
Thought I-
speed is not reduced. That was just
Okay,
a
cool.
glitch.
Cool. So with his 60-foot speed, he is going to run.
Yep.
Very far.
As he ran so far away.
Run so far
Opportunity
away.
This is 17 hit.
17 is the AC.
Alright. D6. 3. Plus 4, 7. 4. Wow, come on, just one? 8 points of damage. One of it is slashing. Or the wounded effect.
Halved.
Halved, okay.
We said one of it.
So,
How's that broken?
7 is slashing,
Uh-huh.
and then 1 is wounding, which is not, it's
That one doesn't get
necrotic,
halved.
I believe.
Yeah. We had 3 hit points.
That'll do it.
So as he turns to run after chomping on you, and you're like at halved health, you're like actually kind of blacking out after all this pain. You see him leaving. How do you finish him?
Does he have balls? That are visible? Yeah, I just slice them right off, and then right up the ass.
Holy shit.
You do it with such flair with your blade singing. It's almost dancing as you with your sword play. So you are able to chop them off, shish kebab them, and through the anus.
Oh my
all in
God.
one fell
Go
swoop.
fuck yourself.
And as you do, there's a lot of blood vessels in there, and you hit some main arteries, and just a shower, like a sprinkler of blood out the rectum, out past your sword, all over your face. As he drops to the ground, starts to crawl away, is just pouring out like a fountain before it finally falls to the ground. You're soaked.
My elephant's behind you making disappointed noises as it tries to sizzle the blood off itself.
So as the creature hits the ground in this shower of blood, you assume that it is dead. What are you all doing?
I immediately set to work cutting off its head.
Right, get us a trophy. Can you get me a paw?
Well, this has been great. Had a ton of fun.
I'm gonna get me
We
a paw.
do still have the boggles.
Right, but they're harmless. They just take things from time to time. Really, the big thing I think was this, but if we can find the boggles, I'm sure we could probably have them do some sort of a card, right? Give them like little bits of things, because I feel like you'd probably be best suited for that kind of a card to be struck.
Would I know the best way to negotiate with boggles, perhaps?
So now
With
there
our
isn't
similar lineage,
there isn't a large cat-like
perhaps?
fooker about. It's a lot easier
Yeah,
to
you-
deal with shit.
You know,
I'm gonna go get me a
would
paw.
actually, as a satyr, yeah, as you guys are chopping up
Yeah.
the monster, take whatever trophies you want. You
Pelts,
know
paws,
that
teeth,
they're
yeah.
kind of like considered vermin in the Feywild for the most part. They're just kind of annoying. They're just a nuisance. So, you guys could eradicate them if you find like wherever their nest is.
More traps.
But for the most part, yeah, they're not. They're just mischievous.
Okay.
So, you guys would know that the main problem is currently being decapitated and depawed. These boggles, it is up to you guys and your discretion as professionals. But the main problem has been vanquished.
So, pelt and paws, and then we convene, right? Or-
I would say so. Yeah, Mordecai,
You wanted the head, right?
you chop off the head. Patty, you're able
Yeah.
to chop off a paw. The pelt is not great quality at this point.
But it's huge. There's some.
There's some skin, and as you start looking at it, is furry, like the way a peach is furry. But it is mainly like kind of leathery.
I can make
It's just a
many
little
wallets out
fuzzy.
of this,
No.
Oh,
and wineskins and things. Yeah,
It's,
that's very important.
It's my first monster mash, so I'm just gonna drop down and start praying
Covered in blood.
to heal everyone.
starts crying.
Literally go.
Oh, you're doing a prayer of healing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna send the elephant to make like cheerful noises, try to help you like calm down. Don't pet him, but
Yeah, it's literally fire.
he's actually fire. Goes over to the group.
Whew. That's a lot of work, getting all them peach skins. Ooh.
Yes,
Jesus.
you did quick work of that. As for the boggles, I don't know if we wanted to finish that. I mean, they're kind of, like fey vermin, essentially, but so there isn't really much to negotiate. If we find their nest, we can eradicate them. Otherwise, they're just gonna kind of keep stealing shiny things. And
I will say, as you guys are like having this conversation, you like. Oh yeah, and
Oh,
the
it's still on
field
fire?
is just on fire. Whatever corn was left in there
Oh, we're making
is-
popcorn.
is. Yeah.
Go
So-
ahead and create water.
perfect.
There you go. Galileo moves through the field and floods the parts that are still on fire.
I'm going to try
I
to
can-
stomp my guesses.
I can put out
Who's a goat?
I can put out a
The goat.
campfire's worth of fire, so I can start like keeping it from moving for you. So
Yeah.
you can like put it out, but I keep it still.
So
I stomp with the goat with the
Teamwork.
fire. Go to
one
fear,
by
I
one,
scare the fire.
The monster mashers become the fire mashers, and
Every
put
time!
out, I don't know why you guys are like this, but you eventually put out the field
Wildfire.
fire, the wild.
I
You
almost
put
played
out
a
the
wildfire,
wildfire,
funny enough.
and as you do, you see across the field, you see the farmer in front of his house with the machete just kind of drops out of his hands.
I gave you a sword!
We're
The sword
definitely
drops out of the
too
other
far
hand.
away.
Ah, good job, dual wielding!
And you just see him.
Daphne waves.
This helps fertilize the land.
Wildfire druids know much about that, right?
So eventually he kind of makes his way over there and sees the just decimated beast, and he's Carl.
That's what's left of him. Don't keep the head away.
I
Marty, don't let us look into his eyes.
I never would have. I never would have guessed.
Oh no! God damn it, no!
God damn it.
You see him like walk up, and Morty's like playing with the head, and he's like, I never would.
Oh, he's gone faint. No. I'll catch him and prop him up.
You keep him from hitting the ground, and he kind of comes back to, and he goes. So I guess that's it, isn't it?
So this was your main problem. He was the one doing the attacks, ruining the other farms, the violence,
The screaming, probably.
the stealing of shiny things, the small things like shoes moving and plates falling. That's what we call boggles. They're kind of like fey vermin. You know, like rats. They're just annoying. We can definitely try to take care of those for you. We would just have to find the nest, and it would be pretty clear-cut from there. But that would be the only problem you have left. The main problem, yes. The main issue, done. You should have no issues from there except the small things going missing and moving and all, which I'm sure is not ideal.
I did set a trap earlier, so we can find one of them.
We could check.
He just looks at everything.
I do apologize for the field, and I do plan to do my best to try to fix this for you, since it was our fault and it was no fault of your own.
Aye, but some of it's watered at least.
Looks at smoldering ash that is now wet.
Beaming smile.
Well, first off, I want to thank you. You came exactly as promised. He just looks out at the field, looks out at the empty help houses, and like back to the body, and he's just like, I think the boggles may be whoever takes the land's problem.
You're backing out to this.
I think there's too much here to know that those other farms, those other people, I was feeding the thing that was killing them.
But you didn't know, lad.
Oh. No.
Well, I mean,
We do now.
It's just to be clear, little thing. Vargas, the food that you were given didn't really matter. They're more interested in souls. Just as a thing. And I don't think you were giving it souls. So probably not you.
Terrifying,
He
thank you.
tricked you.
That sounds awful.
The way that I would look at it is this was not your fault. You are in fact the victim here, and our goal here is to make things as easy for you as possible, to take care of the problem and try to put you kind of back on your feet here. You were not the problem here. We took care of the problem.
You managed great land before, it looks like. You kept most of this fairly fertile.
And I personally promise, and a fey promise means something, that I will help you take care of this land before we leave.
Well,
It does, though.
Well, mine does.
I appreciate the kind words. If you wouldn't mind, then maybe we can.
The boggles hoard things. Does anybody know that? Because they might have a whole bunch of gold.
I would imagine if they do, it's yours.
We can give a
Anybody
portion, considering
happen-
technically it might have belonged to you and your people.
Anyone?
Oh, I'm sure, but again, this place. If this place does recover and turns viable once again, it'll be because of you all. And I want to make some kind of contribution if we can. So I guess let's try to find them.
We're going on a boggle hunt.
Does anybody happen to have locate objects? Because we know they took a gold pocket watch.
I don't know if that was necessarily true coming from the bad guy. But we can try.
I
we
can
weren't
locate
familiar
plants
with
and
the object.
animals, but
Also, I don't have that.
Unfortunately, pocket watches are not sentient.
I have locate object.
Would you like to give it a try?
Banana.
Jazz hands.
We'll say that you guys hunt. What? Because the range is not much on locate object.
You sense the direction to the object's location as long as the object is within 1,000 feet of you.
Oh, it's huge.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, you.
And then you can locate specifically within 30 feet.
Okay, that's what I was saying. So, within 1,000 feet, you know the general direction of that gold pocket watch is back towards the help houses.
Let's
You
ride giant
guys-
goat.
You guys,
We can fit on giant goat.
you guys ride the giant goat and walk towards the help
Like a
houses and
bantha.
actually
It's that fear
go
goat.
back to Carl's house. As you walk into his house, you as soon as you open the door, you see all these small little blue creatures look up at you, go ah! And they all just scatter. One dives under the bed with his fat butt and he gets under there. Another one climbs up the wall and there's a small hole and it just scoops into it. There's one who's just in the middle of the floor. He looks at all of you. And this oil puddle just squirts out from him and covers the floor, and he just backs up
shits.
and sees all of you essentially.
Fireball.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We definitely and you do see a little pile of gold and other shiny things over in the corner of the room.
You can talk that language.
I can. Do we want to try to negotiate or do we want to take care of this? Because hands sparking with excitement. I am ready to take care of this. So if you want to grab the gold and get out, I recommend that.
I'd say if negotiations go sour, do what you will. Let's take the gold and go.
All right.
Say we kill them.
So they take the gold and
That's
they leave,
morbid.
and I will in Sylvan. I was about to say Fae. That's not how language works. In race. In Sylvan, say, you can leave of your own accord and never come back, or we can take care of this right now, you little rats.
And he says back in Sylvan,
Where's the friend? Where's the friend?
Cock's head in confusion. Friend.
Friend.
They called for us. They needed us. If they don't need us anymore, then we can leave.
What did he need you for?
They were lonely. They just needed a friend.
She's gonna get really sad and she's gonna look at her little elephant. Your friend had to go somewhere else, but he said that he wanted you all to go home.
Meanwhile, I'm in the background with the head of this thing going ah.
You're going to have to put that away at some point. It's going to start losing its skin and get all floppy and nasty.
I mean, I will. It's just proof.
I see.
Home. It's been 40 years. Okay.
and casts something, and you see his feet just start to shimmer a bit, and silently runs out of the house.
Do the rest of them seem to get the message? And
Those of you who are outside the house see this boggle emerge through a hole, and like gophers in a field, you see within the pieces of tall grass a bunch of boggleheads shoot up, and the one runs up and starts just clamoring in some language you guys don't know, and they're and they all take off through the field just running.
You know what, really, they're kind of cute.
all right. So I take it they kind of headed off. That's what they said.
They're gone.
Less arson, that's good.
Perfect. All right.
So then the next person that isn't perhaps a giant evil cat thing that levitates people too much can live here and help out with the farm.
Need any
Thanks.
goats?
Huh?
Do you need any goats?
Do I need? I mean.
Oh, these ones are mine.
And he like looks at the big goat. He's like, "Hey, it might be a bit too big."
This is my big baby.
You just feel a rumble in your chest.
The ground shakes.
It's the goat of terror.
Oh shit!
Her name's Beatrice.
I'm just thinking of Goat Simulator.
Oh my god, yeah. How did you want to help him?
Looks over at the group. So, I know we got what we needed for payment, and that we're all very eager to head off on home, get drinks, and
Right
celebrate.
off into the sunset, indeed.
How would you all feel about waiting about 8 hours before we do that?
That's fine. I can hit me pipe and me flask and it'll be fine.
I feel really bad. Gestures at extremely charred, still smoking field.
Do you have any hose?
The farming
That's a
equipment,
stupid question.
I believe.
You're a farmer.
Well, yeah, I have hose.
We can try and basically sew your
Well-
hoe it up. Yes.
You want to plow my field?
Right.
If you would like to do it that way.
We can try at
Plank.
least start there to get the ash mixed into the soil and things. My parents used to run a thing or two back in the hills.
What was your idea?
I was just going to use plant growth, but if you want to do it the standard way, you can.
If that's way easier and I can sit back and smoke me pipe, send it that.
So if everyone's cool chilling for like 8 hours.
If you'd like to, you can ride smaller goats to get you around faster.
Or over 8 hours. If you cast this spell over 8 hours, you enrich the land. All plants in half-mile radius centered on a point within
Wow.
range becomes enriched for a year. The plant yields twice the normal amount of food when harvested. So I'm assuming it's
Oh my
ungood
God,
fire
it's such a
damage
good
if it
spell!
doubles
Yeah.
the quantity.
Well, especially with how fire and wildfires work, like that helps
Yeah.
it
Right.
more. Like,
Cool.
It kind of all feeds into it. Over the next 8 hours of basically you just like meditating and like putting your magic into the ground, you guys eventually do by the time that you are done and ready to leave. It is past dark. It is nighttime. But you do, by the time you're ready to leave, start to see some sprouts and some seedlings as life has started to come back to this place. As you guys collect your payment and begin the trek back to the Monster Masher headquarters, you feel like you have solved the case of Karrigan Farm.
I forgot me trap.
I'm assuming we like just started leaving. Do we have to turn
Another
around?
one. I'm not turning around.
Find another one, but I'm afraid it's gonna catch something up there. Nobody's gonna find it. It's gonna die, and it's gonna be me fault. Fucking fine, whatever. We'll
We
go.
killed
Just,
things
let-
really
Boggle running
Just-
in very fast circles on the roof.
somebody just drink me about it, I guess. Shite.
As the
I'm
cart
gonna play pan flute while we drive.
pulls
I have a pan
into the
flute.
distance, the pan flute music, the brand of the Mashers after a job well done takes to the air. And that is the end of this case. Good job, guys.
Woo.
I'm going to stop the recording.
Fucking sick.